After my second year in seminary, I was assigned to Christ the King in Concord, much like seminary Ryan was assigned here for the summer. And I had the opportunity to go with a group of high school kids to Rochester, New York for their work camp, where the kids go and help rebuild homes and do projects for the poor. And that was a hard assignment week for me because I was wondering how I was going to relate to the high school kids, whether I'd be able to be at their level, whether they'd respect me, whether I'd have fun with them, all that type of thing. So I remember it was one of the first evenings, and there were kids playing in the rec room, some of the kids outside. I just wanted to wave to myself and took a walk. And on my way back, a group of kids said, "Hey, seminarian Mike, come over here. I want to show you something." I said, "Okay." They said, "Did you know you can light a Frito on fire?" And I was like, "No," and they took a Frito and they took matches and they lit the Frito on concrete, and it was kind of cool because he boils. You made a little weird glow and whatever, it was fine. But so I left them and went back to the rec room and saw the rest of my kids. And immediately upon entering the room, the director of work camp said, "Seminarian Mike, get over here now. I hear that you witnessed fire outside." And so I said, "Oh yeah, well they had a Frito, they lit on a fire, it's really cool." And then he went up and down me about how inappropriate and irresponsible I was and how I shouldn't be a chaperone and all that kind of stuff. But he did it in front of all the kids. So I became the coolest chaperone. But we're talking about fraternal correction. Jesus in the gospel talks about fraternal correction, and that was not the appropriate way to do it, sure. We know when St. Paul, he went out to the different countries and the different communities, and he was forming Christian disciples. He was turning people from their pagan ways and having them live the gospel by their lives. So at any point in time, if somebody is reverting back to their pagan ways or the ways of sinfulness, I'm sure they'd have to pull aside one or two people and have fraternal correction privately and work together to come to a resolution and live their lives according to the light of the gospel. Because we know that anything that binds us into sin, when we have those conversations to build them up and to live in the truth, it's for the salvation of their own soul. Because we know that the things that lead to sin, they enslave us to that. And they don't free us up to be the loving people that the Lord wants us to be. So everything we do in these fraternal correction conversations are all about love and charity, building up the kingdom of God here on earth. When they turn into control or manipulation or any of these things that have them act the way that you want them to, that's not what fraternal correction is all about. When we're in our families, we have all been given the authority as priest, prophet, and king by the nature of our very baptism. And we have been given people in our families to be responsible for, to help get to heaven. So there are sometimes even with their own kids, and we can see them maybe drifting and getting into things that we know are going to tie them down, are going to be bad for their soul. It's going to be bad for who they are as the children of God. And then we're going to be having to pull them aside every once in a while for these tough conversations. But we live in a world so often where it's just like, well, I don't want to rock the boat. No, fraternal correction is real. And we want to build them up to be who we know that they are in the sight of God. But they're tough conversations. So Jesus gives us a little bit more words of wisdom. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, if we are doing this in his name, there he is in the midst of us. He is the one that will give us the courage, the wisdom of what to say, and the courage to build that unity, that build that bond of the kingdom of heaven, right here in our families and right here on earth. So as we receive the Eucharist today, may we have that courage to reach out. And also, if somebody is correcting us, be open to working together and moving forward, but always in faith, always in hope, and always in love.